me properly? Good morning, all of you. Can you hear me properly? So if you can hear me properly, just give me a small response through the chat, or right, or you can speak with me, right? Any method. Right, okay. Right, I got one response from one student. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for your response. Right, students, today we are going to start our last lecture. Right, it means lecture number 12. Right, now I'm going to share the screen with you. Okay, now students, please confirm me. I just want to know about the shared screen. Can you see the shared screen? Is it visible for you? Please confirm it for me. Right, okay, right. Thanks for your response. Okay, students, thanks for your response. Right, here today, lecture 12, searching and sorting. This is our last lecture. Today we are going to get some idea about what is searching and what is sorting. Right, the first one we are going to discuss is about searching. Searching is the algorithmic process of finding a particular item in a collection of items. If we have collection of items and we need to find some item inside that, how to find that? Right? That is searching. In our real world also we are doing these type of things. A search typically answers either true or false as to whether the item is present. So what happens? Now we are trying to find some item. If it is available inside the collection of items, we are getting the output as true. Otherwise, it means if we are unable to find the required item inside the collection of items, we are getting false. So true means success. It means we found the required data item. False means we are not success. It means we are unable to find the required data item. On occasion, it may be modified to return where the item is found. Now, the location, right here. In this case, here on occasion it may be modified to return where, right? It means what? So you know that we have discussed about lists in this subject. So you know that inside a list we have two main things. One is the index. Index means the location where we are going to store the data. And the other thing is the stored data items. Right? In this case, we are considering about where we found the data. It means the location. It's very important. Right. Here, now we can go for a basic example of searching. In Python, there is a very easy way to ask whether an item is in a list of items using in operator. Here, this is a very basic one. So what is this? This is a list. You know that in between two square brackets, if we put some values, we know that it's a list. Here, if we want to find the value 2 inside this list, what we are going to use, we are using this keyword. You know about this keyword, right? So we already used this keyword before. When we are using for loops, we have used this in. Then what is the meaning of this statement? Actually, we are going to find the value of 2 where? Value of 2 where means inside this in. In is the keyword and we are giving this list. So the meaning of this is we are asking the Python system, this is the list. This is the list with 5 values and try to find value 2 inside this list. Then the Python system start from the beginning and checking the value 2 is available or not. If the value 2 is available, it will return the output as true, right? Unfortunately, think about this. If we put value 7 here, not 2, 7 in and the list, then what happens? We are getting false. The reason behind that, we are trying to find the value 7, but unfortunately value 7 is not available inside this list, right? This is a very basic example. What we are interested in here is how these algorithms work, so we can use it for similar problems. There are many different algorithms for this, right? Today we are going to learn about a special searching method called sequential search, right? First of all, we just want to know what is sequential, right? We heard this word before in our real life. We heard the word called sequence. In the subject also I have introduced this word before, sequence. Sequence means we can assign some values according to some order, right? Sequence, right? A list of values, it means list of numbers, integers, right? List of characters, right? So different types of data we can store here. When data items are stored in a sequence such as a list, we can visit them sequentially. So visiting sequentially means a special thing. This process gives the idea behind the sequential search technique, right? Now let's get some idea what is this sequential search. Here now you can see on your screen there is a list with 6 data items, 5, 15, 12, 7, 34 and 22. So what is sequential search? Sequential search means we are start from the beginning, access the first index. First index means we know that it's 0 index, and we are checking the value inside that. If it is not the value that we are searching, we are going for the next index and we are checking the value inside that. If it is not, we are going for the next index. We are checking the value inside that. Likewise, we are continuing until the list ends. Start from the beginning up to the end, right? In between, start to the end, in between somewhere, if we found the required data item, we can stop. But if it is not, we are going until we reach the end, right? That is the process. Okay. In sequential search, there are main steps, right? There are main steps. We have to identify these steps. Number one, starting at the first element in the list. Starting at the first element, we are checking the first one, first element. Here, move from element to element and compare with the value we are searching for. We are checking one element to the other element. One by one we are moving. Start from the beginning up to the end, we are moving one by one. Then compare the value we are searching for. So we have a value. What is that? That value is the value that we need to find. So take the first value, compare, right? If it is not, going for the next one and check the value with the required value. Likewise, we have to compare, start from the beginning up to the end. If the element is matched, return true. In between start to the end somewhere, right? If we found the value that we want, then we are returning true. True means we are success. Otherwise, we have to move for the next element, right? If we run out of elements, item we are looking for is not present, so return false. So start from the beginning and we are checking one by one up to the end. But unfortunately, if we are unable to find the value that we want, it means the value that we want is not available inside the list. At that time, once we have checked the whole list, at the end we are returning false. False indicates we are not success. We are not success means the required value is not available inside the list. Right? So these are the steps. Right. Now we are moving for the sequential search program. This is a Python program. You can see actually what is this? This is the function part. Right. Now I am going to explain about this function for you. Right. Okay. Here, let's see. Now I am going to partition the screen into two sections. Then you can see both the lecture slides and also the program. And also the program I am going to write here. Here I am writing the same thing. Def is the keyword, you already know. Search is the name of the function, search. Then we have two arguments, or we can say two parameters. One is SEQ, the other one is VAL. So the meaning of this SEQ and VAL I will explain later. Then inside this function, what we are going to do, you have to maintain some space, right? It means indentation. Then we are starting a loop called for. The variable of the loop is x in SEQ, right? Then inside the for loop, we are going to do some conditional check. If, right, if, then x double equal symbols, you know that is we are going to compare for the equality, then VAL. If this is success, what we are going to do, we are return true, right? And here we are returning false. right? Now we are going to do what? Here, this is the functional part, right? This is the function. Here to here, this is the function. This is the function. Now, function means, you know that you have this experience before. We are assigning some task to some person. This is only the assignment. But if we want, we have to call that person to do that. It means we have to call the function to do that. Here, how to call the function? Here, what we can do inside the print, because we need to print the output at the end. It means if we found the value, we are returning true. We have to print true. If we are not success, it means we are unable to find the required value. We have to print false. So print, inside print, sorry, right here, we are calling the function search, and we have to give two things, right? So we have to give two things means now we have to give some two parameters, right? So SCQ and VAL, right? Here, one message received. Right, one student is asking, why didn't we type else here? A good question. Why didn't we type else? Right, so here, in this case, when I'm explaining this, I'll tell you the reason, right? So in each, if we are going few more rounds, then we are checking if x equal to PL, right? So why we are not using else, students? Because in each round, right, each round means start from the beginning, we are checking a value, right? We are checking a value. In the first round, we are checking the first value. If it is not success, in the first round also we are returning false. So if we do like that, the output is wrong, because we are checking the first value, then we are returning false. If it is not matching, we are returning false. Then we are going for the second value, then we are comparing. If that one also not successful, we are returning false. So we are getting series of false until we met the required value, right? අපිට හරි value එක හම්බු වෙනකම්ම false ටිකක් තමයි print වෙන්නේ දිගටම. එහෙම වුණොත්. ඒකයි අපි සේරම check කරලා ඉවර වෙලා, once we have checked all the values throughout the list, then finally we are returning false. අපි හැම value එකම try කරලා end එකේ false දෙන්නේ ඒකයි. නැත්නම් හැම වෙලාවෙම value එක match වුනේ නැතොත් false එකක් තමයි එන්නේ. That's the reason, right? I will explain. Now, here, search. Inside the search, we have to give two parameters, SCQ and VAL. SCQ and VAL. Now, we don't have such values. It means we have to prepare those values first, right? Right. Then I'll show you. This is not the statement we have to write at this moment. Before that, we have to do something before this. So what are the things we have to do? We have to prepare a sequence first. We have to prepare a sequence first. It means, sequence means just like a list. Just like a list. So here you can prepare, I will show you some example. SEQ equal, open square brackets, then you can put some values just like 10, 20, 30, 40, just as an example. Then this is the sequence. and we need some value to find also. Here we have to create a variable called VAL, and you can assign some value that you need to search. Just as an example, 30. Now we have the sequence and the value. Now we can call the function. Here inside print, search, this is the function name, then seq, then VAL. Right. Now we are okay. Then what happens? Now seq directly comes to here once we have called. Then VAL comes to here. Now we know that what is seq. seq means our list. What is VAL? VAL means our value 30. Right. Now here I am going to draw some reference here. Right. For proper understanding, I am going to draw this here. Think about this is our list. Ten, 20, 30, 40. So indexes 0, 1, 2, 3. Now this is our seq list. This is seq. Right. Now what happens? Now seq is available and the VAL, it means our value that we need to find. Then we are coming inside this method or the function, and we have a for loop. For a for loop, we know that we need a variable. If we are not giving a starting value, this x is starting from 0, you know that. That is the default setting. It's starting from 0. And this for loop is working for, by using this in keyword, we are indicating that this for loop is working for this sequence. Right? It means for the list. Right. Initially x is 0. X is 0 means in the first round we are accessing the 0 location. This one. And you know that what we are going to do for x, we have to assign the value inside that. It means now the value is 10. X is 10 for the first round. Now this is 10 and VAL means 30. We are comparing 10, is it equal for 30? Actually no. It means this if condition is not true. If condition is not true, then we are going again for the for loop. The next round. In the next round, the x value increased by 1. Initially x is 0. Now x is 1. X is 1 means in the next round we are accessing index 1. And we are taking the value which is inside that into x. Now x is 20. Right? This is the way. Then we are checking 20 equal 30. No. Condition is false. Again we are going. Now what is the x value? Initially x is 1. Now x becomes 2. We are accessing the second index. And we are taking the value inside the second index to x. Now this is 30. Now x is 30. Then 30 equal VL means also 30. 30 equal 30. Now we know that 30 is equal to 30. Then we are returning true. We are returning true means we are returning here, and the answer for this one is true. We are inside a print, because of that in our output if this is our output, we are printing true, right? This is the way, right? The next scenario is, now in this case we found our value 30. Think about, this is not 30. I have put this one as 50. This is 50. Now in this round also we have 30 and we are checking 30 equal 50. Here where we have stopped, we can continue from there onwards, right? Here now the x value is 30. 30 equal, now this is 50, not 30, 50. 30 is not equal to 50, it's false. Then we are going again. Now what is the x value? Initially x value is 2, now x value becomes 3. Then we are accessing the third location also, and we are taking the value inside the third location into x. Now it's 40. Then we are coming to here. 40, now x is 40 equal 50. It's also not matching. It means this condition is false. Then we are trying to go one more round. If we are trying to go one more round, now initially x value is 3. Now we are trying with x value 4. But unfortunately, inside this sequence, there is no index called 4. Because of that, we are unable to continue the for loop. Then we have to exit from the for loop. Once we exit from the for loop, we have return false. It means we are returning through this line and the output for this one is false. Right? We have called this function inside the print. Because of that, we are not printing true, we are printing false here. The meaning of that one is, the value that we are trying to find is not available inside this sequence. Right? Now, one student already asked the question, why we are not going to put else here? If we put else, what happens? You know that this for loop runs several rounds. In each round, what is our behavior? We are checking one value, right? Just as an example, in the very first round, we are checking the first value. Now we are comparing the value 10. 10 equal 30. We know that this is not true. If it is not true, if we have else here, we are moving for else. Then we are returning false. Right? For any not matching round, we are returning false. Then in this type of situation, we are getting false here. In this example, if we are going to find 30, so what kind of output we are getting? False for the first round. False for the second round. Then as the third round output, we are getting true. False, false, true. But in a different situation, if we try to find a value which is not available inside the sequence, so if we have 4 values inside the sequence, false, 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 false. Right? That's the thing. So we are not going to show any output in each round. It's pointless. That's why after checking all the rounds means after checking all the values, finally, if we are not successful, we are returning this false. Right? That's the reason. Okay. අපි හැම වටයක්ම චෙක් කරලා හැම වැලියු එකක්ම චෙක් කරලා ඒත් අපිට අවශ්‍ය දේ ලැබුණේ නැතොත් විතරක් අපි අවසානයේ false කියලා දෙනවා. නැත්තම් වෙන්නේ අපි මෙතන else එකක් දැම්මොත් හැම චෙක් කරන රවුන්ඩ් එකම පළවෙනි වැලියු එක චෙක් කරනවා. ඒ වැලියු එකත් මැච් උනේ නැතොත් අපිට එන්නේ output එක false එකක්. ඊගාට අපි දෙවෙනි එකට යනවා. චෙක් කරනවා. මැච් උනේ නැතොත් false එකක්. තුන්වෙනි එකට ගියාම මැච් උනම විතරයි true එකක් එන්නේ. Right? ඒක එච්චර relevant දෙයක් නෙමෙයි, අත්‍යවශ්‍ය දෙයක් නොවන හින්දායි අපි else එකක් පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැත්තේ. හැබැයි ඔයගලන්ට යම්කිසි අවස්ථාවක හැම රවුන්ඩ් එකකම තියෙන වැලියු එකේ කම්පැරිසන් එකක් කරලා අවුට්පුට් එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ නම් මෙතෙන්ට else එකක් දැම්මට ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. Right? It depends on our requirement. Right. The question asked by a student, right? Are you clear the explanation, student? Is it okay for you? Have you got that? The reason behind why we are not going to type else in this program? You got the point. Right, I think you got that, right? If it is not, please tell me. Right. Okay, right. Thanks for your feedback. And I'm asking the question from all the students. Have you understood about this concept, about the program? Is it clear for you? Have you got the correct understanding about this sequential search? Right. Okay. Good. Right. So I am waiting for the others. Okay. Thank you so much for all of you, right, for your feedbacks, right. Then, now we are moving for a different type of sequential search. This is a little bit different. What we are going to do here, find whether a given string is present within another string. So what we are going to do, a string means sometimes a word or sentence or something like that. This is actually, we are going to find some substring inside a string. Some substring inside a string, right? So let's take a word called program. Then if we want to find some substring inside that string, so I just want to find the two letters, substring called gr. I just want to find gr is available inside this string, inside the word program. In that type of situations, we can use this program, right? Okay, now we can move for the explanation about that, right? So I will increase the size of this program a little bit more. Right, now you can see. Okay, here def, you know that is the keyword. Def is substring. Here we know we need one parameter, the string, the other parameter is the substring, like this. Then we are getting two length values. Length 1 means the length of the string, then length 2 means the length of the substring. Then we are going for the for loop. For I in range, we have two parameters inside the range also. One is 0, the other one is length 1, like this. Then inside the for loop, we are preparing a temporary variable and we are assigning string, and here we have I, then colon, I plus length 2. So I will explain those things while I'm explaining this program code, right? Then just after that we are checking. There is a conditional check. If temp equal sub, we are comparing about the substring. If it is success, we are returning true. Then if it is not at the end of the for loop, we are returning false, like this. Right, now let's see. Here I am taking the reference in right side, the reference here. So we need, in here we need two things. One, we need a string, right here. Now we know that from here to here, this is our program, this is a function. This is the function. Inside the main program, what we are going to do? Inside the main program, what we are going to do? We have to create a string and a substring first. Here, str, what we have to assign the word program. This is my example. Inside the sub means the substring that we want, we have to assign the two letters that we need to find, gr. Right, then inside a print, I am going to call this function is substring, and I am giving the two parameters str and sub, like this. Now what happens once we called, this str goes to here and this sub goes to here. Now this str means program, and this sub means gr. Right, now let's see here. Now I am going to do some reference here while I am explaining. Now this is program, this is gr. First we are taking the length of str. Length of str means the number of characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. Now this is 7. Then here we have 2 characters. The length of sub means this is 2. This is 7, this is 2. Now we are coming for this for loop. In the for loop, the variable inside the for loop is I. Now we have 2 parameters here inside the range function. Inside the range function, if we are maintaining 2 parameters, you know the meaning. The first value is the starting value, this is the start, and this is the end. Starting value is 0. We have to start from 0, and length 1 means this is 7. 0 to 7. 0 to 7 means, students, you know that we can go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have to stop from 6. Right. So how many rounds we can go? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Altogether 7 rounds. Then we are coming inside the for loop and we are creating a temporary variable, and we are going to assign some string. In the first round, what kind of a string that we are going to slice? This is a slicing method. We already did this slicing, string slicing, in one of our chapters, right? Here, what is the slicing part? It's starting from I. Now in this round, I means 0. I means 0. Then I plus length 2. Length 2 means 2. I means 0. 0 plus 2 means the whole part is 2. This whole part is 2 for the first round. This is 0, this is 2. Now we are going to take a slice. Take a slice of str. It means string. So what is this str? It's like this. PROGRAM. So index wise we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we are slicing what? 0 to 2. 0 to 2. 0 to 2 means we can't take 2. We can't take 2. We have to stop from 1. 0 then 1. So we are taking this portion. 0, 1, PR. So for the very first round, we are slicing the PR part. PR inside this temp. Here, 0, 1 means PR. Right. Then inside this, we have here inside the for loop, we have a conditional check. So what we are checking? Temp, we are checking for the equality with sub. Temp means in the first round it's PR. Sub means GR. So PR, we are checking for the equality with GR. It's not true. If it is not true, we are going another round in the for loop. Another round. For the very first round, I is 0. Now I becomes 1. Now I becomes 1. Because this is the second round. Right. Now we are coming inside this. Now I is 1. Now this is I plus length 2. 1 plus 2 means now this is 3. Now we are slicing 1, 3. 1, 3 means we have to stop from 2. We can't use 3. 1, 2. 1, 2 portion. It means RO. RO part. We are taking 1 and 2. It means value wise R and O. Here now not PR, R and O inside temp. Then we are coming for this. We are checking for R and O. R and O equal to GR. No. Answer is no. Then again we are going another round. Now I becomes 2. I becomes 2. Now this is 2. Now 2 plus 2. Now this one becomes 4. Then 2 to 4. 2 to 4 means we have to stop from 3. Here 2 and 3. 2 and 3 means OG. OG. Here we are storing OG. Then we are coming for if. We are checking for OG and GR. Not similar. We are going another round. Now I becomes 3. Initially it's 2. Now it becomes 3. Here now I is 3 and this is 3 plus 2. It means 5. So 3 to 5 slicing. 3 to 5 slicing means we can't use 5. So 3 and 4. 3 and 4 means GR. So we are taking GR as temp. So inside temp we have GR and sub also containing GR. GR which is equal to GR. Yes, it's equal. If this if condition is true, we can go inside if we are returning true. So we are coming back, and for this part, for the whole part, the answer is the return value is true. Now we are inside the print. Because of that, in our output we are getting true. Right. So this is the best case. Unfortunately, the two strings, think about these are different string just like AB, right? We are trying all the rounds. Now we know that there is no substring called AB inside this string, inside the word program. If it is not, we are going all the rounds and we are checking and we are exiting from the loop and we are returning false. At that time, we are getting false here in our output, right? So this is the way of running this program code, right? Have you got that, students? Please confirm me about your understanding. Is it completely clear? Are you completely okay with this program code? What's your idea? Right, good, okay. Okay, students, right, well done. Thank you so much for your response. Right. Okay, now we are moving for our next topic in this chapter. Now searching we have discussed. Now this is about sorting. Sorting is the process of arranging items in a systematic order. According to some systematical method, we can order the values. Just as an example, if we have numbers, we can order those numbers according to ascending order. Ascending means start from the smallest one, then we can continue one by one up to the largest. Descending order, largest to the lowest, right? So if we have a string, we can use alphabetical order, A to Z, or reverse alphabetical order, Z to A. Likewise, we have different sorting methods according to the values that we have. In computer science, it generally means placing items in an increasing or decreasing order, right? So we can call this as increasing and decreasing order, two different orders. Sorted data can make other operations very efficient, such as search. So you know that, students, unsorted data items. So we don't know where the data item is, right? Because it's unsorted. There is no order. But if we can use some ordered, it means sorted list, it's very easy to find a value, right? Just as an example, if we have series of values 10, 20, 30, 40, then we are finding some value, we know that because we know the smallest and largest value inside that list. So very easy to find. But if it is not sorted, we don't know where the value is, right? So we have to spend some more effort and time if it is not sorted, right? Here, there are many more sorting methods, right? But in our syllabus, we are using a sorting method called bubble sort, right? Bubble sort. So I'll tell you why we call this one as bubble sort. What is the right reason behind this? Why we named this method as bubble sort? Right. Here, one of the easiest sorting methods. The bubble sort makes multiple passes through a list. It compares adjacent items and exchanges those that are out of order. Right now, we are getting an unsorted list. The purpose behind this, we need to sort this. To sort this, we are using this bubble sorting mechanism, right? Each pass through, the list places the next largest value in its proper place. In essence, each item bubbles up to the location where it belongs, right? So at the end, once I have explained this, you can get that why we are calling this one as bubble sort. Here, there are three main steps. Loop over the list and compare each element with the next element. We have to compare. If that the element is larger than the next element, the comparing value is larger than the next one, we have to interchange them. What we call swapping the places. This one comes to here, this one comes to there. Likewise, repeat steps 1 and 2 until no swaps are made. This one we have to continue until no swaps are made. Right? No swaps means once we compared, no need to swap. Right? That is the end. Right? So this is the graphical representation of bubble sort. So I will show you the graphical representation and I will explain the meaning of this graphical explanation. Here, the very first list is the unsorted one. We have to start from this unsorted one. So what are the values here? 5, 1, 8, 3, 9, 2. Right. Now, in the first round, what we are going to do, we are comparing the first two values, 5 and 1. Then we can understand the value 5 is larger than the next value. Now, initially we are checking the index 0. Index 0 value is larger than the index 1 value. If it is larger, right here, now we can see. Then if it is larger, now this is larger, then we have to swap it. Swap it means we have to put 5 here and 1 here. Put 5 here and 1 here. That's why we are getting this output. Right. In the next round, we are checking 5 and 8. 5 and 8. But 5 is less than 8. No need to swap. Here, that's why this indicates no swap. In the next round, we are checking 8 and 3. 8 and 3. Now we can understand, we can see the value 8 is larger than 3. So we have to swap here. That's why we indicated as swap. Then 8 comes to here, 3 comes to here, like this. Then in this round, we are checking 8 and 9. 8 and 9. Because 8 is smaller, 9 is larger. No need to swap. Here, no swap. In next round, we are checking 9 and 2. Now we know that 9 is larger. Then we have to swap. Then 2 comes to here, 9 comes to here. Right? So this is actually this thing. These whole steps happens in the first iteration. Iteration number 1. Right? Then you can see, students, at the end, what happens here? At the end, the largest value which is inside the list comes to the right hand corner. So, out of all of these values, the largest value is 9. So, 9 comes to the right hand corner at the end. This is just like under the water, if there is a water bubble, there it comes to the top of the surface. Gradually comes to the top of the surface. The bubbles come to the top. That's why we call this bubble sort. Right? So the largest value comes to the right hand corner. Right? Here. In the second iteration, here, the second iteration. Second iteration we are doing what? We are again comparing the first two values, 1 and 5. Now 1 is less. No need to swap. Then in the other round we are comparing 5 and 3. Now 5 and 3, 5 is larger. Then we have to swap. We have to swap means 5 comes to here, 3 comes to here. Then we are checking 5 and 8. 5 and 8, 5 is lesser. No need to swap. In the next round, we are checking 8 and 2. 8 is larger, 2 is lesser. Then we need to swap. We need to swap. Then 8 comes to this position, 2 comes to this one. And the last round, we are checking 8 and 9. 8 is lesser, 9 is larger. Because of that, no need to swap. So, in the second iteration, you can see the second largest value of the list. The second largest value is 8 in this list. Comes to the second position. Right here, the largest value comes to the most right. Then, next value is 8. Right? Now, only 2 iterations are visualized in this lecture, but we have other iterations. In iteration number 3, again we are comparing values starting from the beginning, and what happens, the third largest value comes to this position, the third largest value. So according to this, the value 5, right? That is third iteration. In fourth iteration, the next largest value comes to here, that is fourth. Fifth iteration, the next largest value comes to here, right? Likewise, all the iterations are finished. At the end, we are getting a nicely sorted list. So this is the graphical explanation, right? So you need to know in this subject, right, the programming part, you must know how to write programs, what is the meaning of the programs, you should know. Other than that, you have to know how to draw a graphical representation also, right? Graphical representation. So you have to draw it and show how this bubble sorting happens in each round, in each iteration, right? You have to know, right? Then, now we are moving for bubble sorting program, right here. Now I'm going to explain that one for you. Right here, now I'm going to share the partition the screen. Right here, def bubble sort, and one parameter, right, seq. Then there is a variable called swapped. It's a Boolean variable. Initially it's assigned as true. Then there is a while loop, and here we are using swapped variable as the variable for the while loop, right? And inside while, the same variable swapped, we are assigning it as false. Then inside the while loop, this is the outer loop, the inner loop is a for loop. The variable for for loop is I in range, then len seq minus 1. Then inside the for loop, we have conditional check. If seq within square brackets I greater than seq within square brackets I plus 1. Then inside this if condition, there is a temporary variable. For that one, we are assigning a seq I. Here, the next line, a seq I index equal to a seq I plus 1, a seq I plus 1, then assign temp for that. Then finally, swapped is assigned as true. Here, in these while ends, we are returning a seq. This is the program code. Right. Now, from here to here, this is the function. This is the function. Right. Then, let's see. Now we need to write the main part of the program. So we need a parameter called seq. seq. seq means we need a list. So I am preparing a list called seq and I am going to assign some values. Here I am going to assign 20, 10, 40, 30. It's an unsorted list. This is not a sorted one. Unsorted list. Then we have the sequence. Then now we can call this. Here inside a print, we can call this function bubble sort with this parameter. Bubble sort with seq, like this. Like now what happens? Once we call this, right, now you know that this is seq means our list. Here, once we call this, it goes to here. Now this seq means our list. Here, now I am using reference here, this for your reference. Now we have a list called seq. Now what are the values inside that? 20, 10, 40, 30. Right. Then once we come inside the function, the variable called swapped is true. Now it's true. Then here, then while swapped means now it's true. This is true here. While true, the condition inside the while is true, then we can go inside the while loop. Once we go inside the while loop, we assign this one as false. Now we assign this one as false. Right? There is a reason for this. I will explain it for you later. Why we assign this one as false. Right. Here, now for I in range, now one value is given. One parameter. One parameter means the ending value. Len seq. Len seq means we know that this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 minus 1, it means for the whole one we have the value of 3. It means we can go up to 3. So we can't use 3, we have to stop from 2. Right? It means 0, 1, 2. Only 3 rounds we can go. 0, 1, 2. Right. here we are coming inside the for loop. If SCQ I means 0, SCQ I, 0 location value, this is 20, right, 20. Then greater than I plus 1, 0 plus 1 means the first index value is 10. Now 20 greater than 10, yes, it's true. This is larger than this one, it's true. Then what we are going to do, SCQ I means this is 20, we are assigning 20 into the temp, and I plus 1 means 10, 10 comes to the location of I, right? It means this one comes to the location of I, right? Then the temp means this one, 20 comes to I plus 1. I plus 1 means the first location. This one comes to here, right? Swap the places and we are getting a list like this. 10, 20 is 40 and 30, like this. And just after that, swapped is true. Again we are assigning it as true. The reason behind this, why we are assigning this one is true, because, right, other than that, again we are unable to go for here. That is the reason. So you can understand it later, right? Now up to the final line is executed. Again we are going for the inner loop, not for the outer loop. We are going later. Inner loop. Now I value becomes 1. Initially it's 0, now I value becomes 1. I value becomes 1, then we can go only for 2. 1 is allowed because the largest value we can go is 2. Now SCQ I means the first one. Now I is 1, the first one. Now we are comparing these two values. First value is 20, right? No need to change. Then I plus 1, 1 plus 1 means 2, the value is 40. Now this is not 10, 40. 20 greater than 40. No, 20 is not greater than 40. So if that's so, this if condition is not true. This if condition is not true. Then if condition is not true, we can't run the remaining steps inside the if condition. We can't run, right? We can't run, but we are going another round in the for loop. We can't run these things from here. We are going again. Now the value of I becomes 2. It's allowed, right? Here in this round we are checking this one and this one. No need to swap. No need to swap. No swap. Here I am writing it as no swap. No need to swap. Here in this round we have to swap. That's why we are getting here. Here in this round no swap. Right? No swap. And in the next round I becomes 2. Here SCQ 2, this 2 location the value is 40, then SCQ 2 plus 1, it means 3, the value is 30. 40 greater than 30, yes, it's true. Then we are coming for here. Now what happens? SCQ I means 40, 40 assigned as temp, then I plus 1, 30 assigned to this I means the second location, 30 assigned to the second location, like this. And temp means 40 assigned to I plus 1, then 40 assigned to I plus 1 means third location, right? Here we are getting like this. 10, 20, now 30 comes to here, 40 comes to here. And swapped equal true. Swapped equal true. Now remember this swapped equal true now. Then we are trying to go one more round. Now I becomes 3. It's not allowed. We are exiting from the inner loop. Exiting from the inner loop, but we are still inside the outer loop. We are going again to the outer loop. Then what about the swapped? We assigned it as true. Now this is true. If it is true, we can go inside this again and swap becomes false. Again we are coming for for loop. Again for is starting from 0. Right? Again starting from 0. Right? Then what happens? We are checking again 10 and 20. No need to swap. In next step, we are comparing 20 and 30. No need to swap. Right? Likewise, we are continuing. Right? According to what I have entered, now it's already sorted. But unfortunately, if it is not, we have to continue this all steps. Right? Now this is sorted 20, 30, 40. Right? A second. Right. Right. One student is asking, sir, isn't it better to draw a temporary variable also in the drawing part among the arrow part? Okay, okay, it's good, right? Your suggestion is good, right? Temporary variable. Actually, we are taking this temporary variable, students, because we are unable to move this value to here and here at the same time. That's why we are keeping one value in a temporary variable for a small time and assign this value to here, then the temporary value to here. That's the reason, right? There is no any other speciality there, right? අපිට එකපාර values දෙක මේකේ value එක මෙතෙන්ටයි මේකේ value එක මෙතෙන්ටයි දාන්න බැරි හින්දා තමයි එකක් temporary තියාගෙන මේක මෙතෙන්ට දාලා ඊගොල්ලෝ temporary එකේ තියෙන එක මෙතෙන්ට දාන්නේ. එක මොහොතේක swap කරන්න බැරි හින්දා. That's the reason. Right? So if you want, you can assign the temp variable value, no matter. It's really good, right? Okay. Then this is the way, students. Now you can see while loop. This while loop is the outer one. This is the outer loop. This for loop is the inner one. Inner loop. For outer loop, for one round in the outer loop, we are running few more rounds in inner loop. Again we are going to the outer loop. Again we are coming for the inner loop, we are running few more rounds. This is the process. Right? So we are always, we are doing the same behavior, we are checking the values. If the first value is greater than the second value, then we are swapping. If it is not, no swap. Right? Likewise, after each round, it means after the few more rounds in the inner loop, but one round in the outer loop, we are getting the largest value to the right side. Then what happens? Again we are running the second round in the outer loop. Again we have few more rounds in the inner loop. The next largest value comes to the next position. Likewise, once we have completed all the rounds, we are getting a sorted array. Right? This is the way. Right. Is it clear, students? Are you clear with this one? Or if you have some doubts, any unclear things, you can ask, right? Other than that, if you're okay with this program code, right, please send me a small feedback, right? And if you have some questions, please ask. So what's your idea? You have to understand the concept only. This is not a complex one, only the concept, right? Okay, the same behavior continues, right? Okay, so what is your idea? Are you okay, students? Is it clear for you? Or if you have some matters, just tell me, right? I will explain it for you again, right? If you have some matters, please tell me, right? No need to worry about that, no need to shy. Just tell me, I will explain it for you again, right? I need your response because I need to understand your status. If you're okay or not, just tell me. Right. Please tell me, students. I'm waiting for your response. Right. Okay. Right. One student responded. All clear, sir. Right. What about the others? Right. Okay. So I'm waiting for the others. Right. One more student respond to me. Right. Thanks for both of you. What about the others? I'm waiting for the others also, students. Please tell me. Few more students. I just want to get some overall idea about yourself, right? Only 2 students responded. That's why I'm asking. What about the others? What about your status, right? Right, so while loop run one time. No, why swapped? Right, sir. Okay. While loop run one time. No, why swapped is false. While loop run one time. Right, while loop run one time means, students, you are asking about this. When while loop run one time, initially swap becomes false. The reason is here, if this thing happens, right? If this thing happens, at the end we are making it as true, right? We are making this one as true, right? Why this one becomes true? At the end of the inner loop, we are definitely going one more round for the while loop, right? If this thing not happens, means the final round, the last round, students, this thing not happens because it's already sorted. If it is already sorted, no swapping happens. No swapping means at the end we are not going to assign this one as true. It means at the last round, end of the last round, if we try to go one more round in while loop, this is false. No outer loop continues anymore. This is for the last round. All the other rounds, except the last round, this one becomes true. Because in some round, we are doing the swapping part. No swapping means it's already sorted. No swapping means no assignment of true. It's false. No assignment of this. Right? No swapping means it's already sorted. No need to make it true again. Again we are trying to go that this false comes to here. Because it's already false. False means we can't continue the while loop. That is for the last round. You got the point? Right. Okay. Understood, no problem. Can't we use while true without using while swapped here? Yes, we can use while true, but where we are going to make it false, right? How we are going to make it false? That's the thing. If we put while true, all the time while is true. While is continuing. It means it's not ending, right? Never ending loop. While එක මෙතන true කළොත් කවදාවත් ඉවර වෙන්නේ නැහැ. දිගටම while loop එක වැඩ කරනවා. array එක sort වෙලත් ඒත් වැඩ කරනවා. That's why we are unable to assign true, right? So we did the sorting in the first round, right? So why did the code do it again when it's already sorted? Right. Very good question. According to the data that I have assigned to this list, දැන් මම මෙතන assign කළේ 20 10 40 30 කියලානේ. ඒක හින්දා තමයි මේක quickly sort උනේ. But if I have assigned it's in a different matter, just like the reverse order 40 30 20 10, then all the rounds should be worked to get the sorted array, right? අන්න ඒකයි හේතුව. The Python programs doesn't know this is already sorted in the first round. That's why Python program is continuing. Python program එකට අඳුර ගන්න බෑනේ, system එකට අඳුර ගන්න බෑ මේක already sorted කියලා. දැන් මේ වෙද්දිම first outer round එකෙන්ම outer loop එකේ first round එකෙන්ම sort වෙලා ඉවරයි කියලා තේරුම් ගන්න බෑ. එතකොට Python program එක වැඩ කරන්නේ worst case එකට. Right? If I assign 40 30 20 10, all the rounds should be worked to sort this list. Right? That's the reason. Right. Right. So what is the use of swapped as a variable? I didn't understand about that. Can't we write this code using only the for loop without using while loop? Yes. So if you want, you can change this while loop into a for loop also. Doesn't matter. For loop එකට නම් මාරු කරන්න පුළුවන්. දෙකම for loop කරන්න පුළුවන්. No matter. Right. Okay. Right. මං හිතනවා ඔයගලගේ මේ question එක අහලා තියෙන අයට ඔක okay කියලා. Right. Okay, sir. In that while true case, we can't use break at the end. In that while true case, can't we use break at the end? Right, we can use break at the end. Break means actually we are exiting from the loop, right? So why we are exiting from the loop, right? The reason behind that, we can use break statement no matter. But why we are going to exit from the loop? Because we need the steps, right? We can't directly exit. We have to check that. If the values are, this value is not greater than this value, no stop. It's okay. But this is greater than this value, we have to stop. Right? First of all, we have to check it. Right? Break means, if we assign break, we are completely exiting from the loop. Right? We can't do that because we need all the steps, right? Okay. Right. Okay, students, I think all of you understood about this concept. Right, perfect. Then, now students, I am going to give you some small activity here. Sort the following list in ascending order using bubble sort method. Write down steps. This is not the program. I am asking, write down the steps, just like what I have explained in this A4 sheet also. Steps. You have to show the steps. Right? Now, this list contains 5 data items, 20, 15, 17, 15, 10. Right? Okay, now take your time. All of you take your time and prepare graphic, right? It means you have to draw the list one by one what each round happens, what in each round happens, right? So you can get this example like this. Here you have to draw like this, right? So if you want, students, you can take a screenshot of this one, right? I think it's better. Here, take a screenshot of this one. Here you have to show like this. In first iteration, what happens, right? And okay, I'll move on to the next slide. In the second iteration, what happens? Likewise, third iteration, fourth iteration. No need to complete actually. I just want to get some idea. Wow, you have understood this concept or not? That's all, right? Writing all the steps, it will take much time, but just try two more iterations. It means one iteration and the second iteration, first and the second iterations is more than enough. The remaining part you can complete at home. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to show you the question. Right, now please take your time and do that. Right, if you need some assistance, please talk to me. I'm here. I'm switching off the camera, but I'm here, right? Anytime, please talk to me or send me a message. Take 5 minutes and do this. Are enough, because I just want to know you have understood this concept. That's all. I know that you can continue the rest of the things, right? Okay, now we can move for the discussion here, right? In the initial round, what happens? This is the unsorted list. We are checking the index 0 and 1. This is this value, the index 0 value is smaller than the index 1 value. No need to swap, right? In the next round, we are checking 20 and 17. 20 is larger than 17, we need to swap. That's why 17 comes to here and 20 comes to here, right? Then what happens? We are checking these two values, right? 20 and 15. 20 is larger than 15, need to swap. 15 comes to here, 20 comes to here. In the next round, we are checking 20 and 10, right? So 20 is larger than 10, so 10 comes to here, 20 comes to here. At the end of that iteration, 20 comes to the top, right? Then in the second iteration, again we are starting from the beginning. 15 and 17, no need to swap. Then in the next round, 17 and 15, 17 is larger than 15, so 15 comes to here, 17 comes to there. And in the next round, we are comparing 17 and 10. 17 is larger than 10, because of that 10 comes to here and 17 goes to there. In the next round, it means the final round, 17 and 20 we have to compare, but no need to swap because 17 is smaller than 20. Then you can see here the 17 keeps remaining, right? Here the 17 comes to here, no need to swap at the end. That's the thing. So at the each round, end of the each round, it means I'm asking outer loop first round we have to run more rounds of the inner loop. But at the end, what happens? The largest value comes to the most right side. In the second round of the while loop, again we have to run few more rounds in the inner loop. What happens at the end? The next largest value comes to the next value of the previous one. Here, just like here, 20 comes to the top right. At the end of the next rounds, we have 17 here. Then if we write a third iteration, what happens? 15 comes to here. 15 comes to here. In the next iteration, another 15 comes to here. And the final round, no need to do anything because 10 is here, right? We can stop. The final round, at the end of the final round, we have 10, 15, 15, 17, 20. Right. Now students, please tell me, are you okay with this one? Right? Are you okay with this one? Is it clear for you? What's your idea? Right. Okay, students. Well done. Right. I'm waiting for a few more others. Right. Only 2 students responded to me. Right. Okay. Well done. Perfect. Right. Today we did searching and sorting. Right. In searching we have learned about sequential search, and in sorting we have learned about the bubble sorting mechanism, right? The program and the graphical representation also, right? So now we already ended the today's content, and also we have ended the content of this subject, right? The syllabus is covered. Okay students, as I told you before, today is our last lecture, right? And we have some rest of the times until the semester finishes. What we are going to do, our plan is on next week onwards, right? Especially on next week. Now the lecture is finished. So Mr. Udara, your instructor, will start the tutorial sessions physically, right? So you can take the lecture time also. You can start from 8:15, then you can continue up to 12:15, right? So you are getting a break at the middle, and completely he is going to start the tutorial sessions with you. So all the things we have discussed inside the lectures, right, you have to try out in that session, right? You have enough time, no need to worry about that. If next week is not enough, I can assign another tutorial in other week also, right? Just after the next week. No matter, don't think about the time, right? What I need from you is you have to try all the things that I have explained inside these lectures, right? Everything you should do. Mr. Udara will assist you for that, right? For any concern you have, if you are unable to sort the matters with Mr. Udara, just inform him. Then I will arrange a physical or online lecture for you, right? Just as a revision, right? No need to worry about that, right? So those are the things that I need to explain. And now you have the time to ask if you have any question or anything like that. And I need, yeah, one message received, right? So we were told our exam is gonna be on June. So is this month every lecture is yeah, the remaining days are tutorials, because the theoretical background and all the explanations are covered. The syllabus content, the theoretical part is completely covered. Now what we have to do is we have to practically do these, and right, we have to get that experience. It's very important because programming is a practical subject. So writing programs by yourself, thinking solutions, right? So you can evaluate yourself after the tutorial sessions, right? It's very, very important, right? All of you, please participate for the tutorial sessions. It's really important, right? Okay. And first of all, I'm asking, what about today's content? Is it completely clear? Right? Just give me the response for that question. Right. Okay. Right. Others? I'm waiting for the others also. Okay. Right. Thank you, students, for your feedbacks. And anything else regarding the subject? Those who have some questions, please tell me. Do you have some questions regarding this subject? Any matters, right? Please tell me. Is there anything else? Right, I think you don't have any questions. Okay, students. I know that you have learned well, right? So it's really good to meet you. Right, okay, right, okay. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, and it's my pleasure to teach you, students. It's my pleasure, right? Right, thank you very much for your feedbacks, for your comments, right? It's really good. I'm so happy with you. And so I think I can meet you with some other subjects also in future, right? So you have some other subjects, definitely we can meet again, right? So for all of you, wish you all the best for your studies, right? For your all the examinations, for all the subjects, wish you all the best. Please continue your education, right, in highest level, right? Right, okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for all of you, right? So very soon we can, I think we can meet again, right? Okay, thank you so much for your feedbacks. Right, okay, students. Right, so I am really happy about you, right? Please continue yourself, right? Okay. Right, students, as I told you before, I will inform Mr. Udara to continue the rest of the things. It means all the practical things you should cover. You should means you must cover the practical things, right? Please ask your friends also to participate for the tutorial sessions, right? Okay, we'll proceed like that. So next week, if it is possible, I'm trying to come to your physical tutorial session, right? Not for the whole time, but I'll try to come to your tutorial session for a while, right? Okay, I'll try my best to do that. Okay, students, right? Now we can wind up the session, right? Please continue the rest of the things successfully. Again, wish you all the best. Okay, bye. Okay, pleasure, students. My pleasure.